Hello, Staten Island. It's Top of Owner reporting for the Staten Island Advance. This is another edition of Together SI Business Spotlight, where we talk to someone from the small business community on Staten Island. And today we are very happy and proud to be joined by James Prendamano. He is the CEO for Casandra Properties. James, how are you?
I'm great, Todd. How are you tonight?
Doing very well, thank you. Let's launch right into Casandra Properties. For those who may not know, although been around a long time, and you see those signs everywhere around Staten Island, talk to us about Casandra Properties a little bit, the history, and then your personal history and what you've been doing at Casandra Properties.
We're a proud city and state certified WBE. Company was founded in 1989 by mom. She really was a trailblazer, in an industry that was predominantly dominated by male counterparts. She entered into the business focusing on high-end homes originally, and then transitioned the company into full service, including commercial consulting, ground-up construction, the whole nine.
So you've been around for quite a long time. The company's been around for quite a long time because of mom, of course. And hello to her, by the way. I hope she's watching. How has the business suffered, or how have you adjusted? Might be the better word for Casandra Properties. Once quarantine hit about March, it's been a few months now, James. How did you shift your business and your employees, and what happened for Casandra?
Sure. So when the quarantine hit, it essentially stopped all real estate transactions, even those that wanted to advance. Once the third parties, what we refer to as third parties, the appraisers, the environmental reports, the engineer reports, everything got shut down. So it's been a difficult transition. Fortunately, about 4 or 5 years ago, we brought in a new CMO who really had a very strong background in all things digital, if you will. So we began to transition, and we saw, an emerging market where everything was moving to online. So what we've done over the last 10 weeks is triple down on our infrastructure. In fact, all of our agents got together, and we got everyone certified as ePro agents, which is a NISAR sponsored class that really gets into the weeds on how to utilize digital assets. And look, 88 to 92% of all property sales now start with a click. So it's all about making sure you have all of the assets and the infrastructure in place. So when you secure a listing, you're able to really give the absolute best presentation and put your best foot forward. So the team hunkered down, and we came together, and it's been tough. It's been tough for everyone, but they came together, and we put together this course, and it's been an interesting but really a unique experience.
For your agents, you're saying that they are all getting certified. What's been that learning curve like, and focusing their attention on the digital space and whatnot? How are they adjusting?
Well, it's been a learning curve for all of us, me included. We thought we had a really good handle on it, and I think we did. But when you take a state certified course like this, you really peel back the onion, and there's an awful lot that we've learned, and it's been great. It's been we get together every Wednesday on our Zoom sessions now. There's been a lot of collaboration, a lot of talk about how we're going to change our hub and spoke approach, what we're going to do together as a team to help cross promote. So it's been, again, it was a difficult course, but it was an interesting and endearing experience, if you will. It's hard to explain it, but while we were separated physically, we really came together even more as a family in the company, which is so important to me.
Right, and then that's one of the questions I was going to get to end the interview, was a positive takeaway from this. But before we get to that, we were looking for an overall status of the residential and commercial market right now on Staten Island. All right, James. So what are we seeing? Is this buyer's market, seller's market, prices going up, going down, rentals? I mean, heck, there's financial issues with mortgage payments being deferred. A lot of complexities the past few months, James. Kind of enlighten for us what's been going on. What are you hearing and seeing so far out there?
Sure. So as we emerge from this, I think the residential market is going to rebound quite strong. There hasn't been supply chain issues once the restrictions are lifted. There hasn't been inventory issues, and there hasn't been rate spikes. Those are three of the really important factors there. So when you couple that with what we're hearing on the ground is that people are thinking about maybe moving out of that co-op or that condo building in one of the other boroughs. They're looking for a little bit more of the suburbia feel, and still want to be close enough to the action, though. So I think Staten Island is exceptionally positioned to do really well as we emerge on the residential side. On the commercial side, I believe that there's going to be a big influx of infrastructure projects. So that means M land, C8 land. I believe that we're going to see a very strong run, 3 to 4 years on what was already building on a very strong market. I believe that that will continue. On the retail side, the jury is still out. I know that our elected officials, and I sit on one of the advisory panels for the mayor, we're all working very hard to get to the safest, quickest way to get everyone open. But the jury is still out. We'll have to see how that will play.
Right. Still got time. And you do mention that panel. And thank you for mentioning that. And best of luck to you on working on that panel and trying to come to some conclusions here and to try and go through all this ever-changing information. Last thing, let's just end off on a positive note, James. If there's something positive, something good that you can take away from this, you already touched on it. It seems as though your team has gotten even closer than before, even though you're not together physically, whether it's Zoom meetings or whatnot. What's a good takeaway here, James?
Sure. The silver linings is we have our most precious commodity in more abundance than we traditionally have had, which is time. This has given us time to step away a little bit, get off the bike and actually fix it instead of trying to pedal the bike while you're fixing it. It's given us the opportunity to get closer to our team, to our families, quite frankly. So that certainly is one of the silver linings for us.
Excellent. James Prindamano, CEO of Casandra Properties. Really appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us today.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me, Todd.
All right. Excellent information. Interesting information, actually. I find it interesting that he mentioned how Staten Island could be a hub, could see some more people migrating towards Staten Island, right? Getting away from the city, the higher density areas, perhaps. So stay tuned. Of course, SI Live will always, SILive.com will always have that type of information in your latest news. So thank you for joining us today, whether you're watching on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, or of course on SILive.com. For this edition of Together SI Business Spotlight, reporting for the Staten Island Advance, my name is Todd Bavona. Take care, and we will see you next time.